Are you all able to hear me now? Am I audible to all of you? Yes. So as I was saying, first of all, welcome all of you to this training on how to regain your lost money in stock market. Now, many of you are people who are already in this business, the existing traders or investors. There are some who are newcomers to stock market who are part of this training. Let me tell you, I'm sure there is a lot of hope, curiosity, the eagerness, the urgency to know the secret or the exact solution to regain your lost money in stock market. But let me tell you, this entire training is designed in a way that each and every point that we are going to discuss is so very important, and all these points are going to accumulate to form the final solution. And those of you who are newcomers, let me also assure you that there are a lot many things that you're going to understand today which you have never heard before. All right. So I request all of you to focus as much as possible. Note down all the important points. At the end of the session, we will definitely have a lot of time where we can discuss all your doubts. So please make a note of your doubts during the session. Okay. But then, in order to understand the secret or the solution to regain your lost money, it is very important, first of all, for all of you to first understand something about or the realities about yourself, the realities about stock market. All right. To understand this, I have few simple questions to ask all of you. I hope all of you will participate. All right. One way or the other, each and every one of you is going to get a solution through this training for sure. Okay. The more you participate, the better the understanding. All right. So let us begin the session. Now, the first and foremost thing that I would like to ask all of you is, now that all of you have got into stock market, the question here is, how did you get into stock market? All right. I'm sure this is a very basic question. Some of you will feel very silly because you are in urgency to know the solution. But then, until we realize these important small factors that has a big impact later on, all right. That is the reason we have to discuss this. So, how did you get into stock market? Normally, when people get into stock market, if you see, these are all the different ways through which they get in. Either through some of your friends or relatives, or maybe you got motivated by all the successful traders out there in stock market, like Warren Buffett, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. All right. Maybe you saw some advertisements about discount broking, mobile trading. I mean, the newspaper or the news channels, all right, the media, basically, all these plays a very major role in influencing people to get into stock market. Some people have the urgency to earn big money. So always stock market is that ultimate place. They know this, isn't it? So, and there are many stockbroking companies, as you all know. If you want to trade, you have to approach a stockbroking company. Each and every stockbroking company has their own set of marketing executives who go about explaining, convincing people, or to get into stock market as a whole. Now, even when you open a bank account these days, you get this offers free demat account, free trading account. All right. And many training programs like this you must have attended, and you must have got motivated, or it would have triggered the interest in you to know more about stock market. Is it not? So one of these ways you got in now. Now that you have got into the stock market, tell me, what is that you want? What do you want in stock market? Anyone? What is your purpose here? What is that you want to achieve? Those of you who are already from many years in the stock market, just try to recall. Initially, when you got into stock market, what was your purpose? From there today, what is your purpose? Anyone? Well, normally when I ask this question, many people say that I am here to make money. Well, yes, there is absolutely no doubt. Everyone is here to make money, isn't it? So that is that is a larger picture. But then when you get into the details, many people have very specific requirement within making this money. Like there are some people who want to make money to become rich. There are some people who want to, who have a lot of urgent financial commitments. So in order to fulfill these commitments, they want to trade. That is their purpose in stock market now. There are those who believe it is easy money in stock market, so they get on with this intraday trading. All right. Some people want to trade and earn in their leisure time. So they want to make use of their leisure time to earn some additional income. So they get it, isn't it? There are those who want a regular monthly income. So they choose a full-time trading, or they take this as a very, as a profession as a whole, trading. There are those who want to earn big returns on their saving, maybe invest for long term to fulfill some future expense. So, lot many of these, these are all the different purposes people have. You also may have a different purpose. Maybe it is not written here in the list, but then you have a purpose. At least I'm sure today, when we are discussing this, through this, all of you are able to recall that what is your purpose. Is it not? Now, we know that what is our purpose here in stock market. Tell me, what are you going to do to fulfill this purpose? What will you do to fulfill this purpose? What are all the things you have been doing to fulfill this purpose? There are millions of people who are trading in stock market. Am I right? What are those things that people are doing to fulfill their purpose in stock market? When you look at this, you realize these are all the things people do. People follow experts' advice. Many people have a habit of following tips and calls. Some people trade based on gut feeling, intuition. All right. There are those these days. Many people are getting to learn about technical analysis, fundamental analysis, reading charts, indicators, analyzing the price movement, predicting the price movement. Is it not? There are those who trade based on astrology, numerology. There is no boundary to this. There is no limit here, isn't it? So many different things that people follow. Some people approach others for managing their portfolio, and there are so many. Even the TV news channels, you come across lot many experts who come about and give their opinion on the market. Is it not? Now, having followed all these things, I'm sure many of you must have definitely followed any one of this at least. Having followed all these things, tell me, what is the end result? What is the end result? Can anyone tell me? What is the end result? Has it led you to fulfill your purpose in stock market? What did you get out of following all these things? Anyone? I'm sure you must have followed any one of this, or maybe many of this that you are seeing in the list, isn't it? What is the end result? Well, some of you may feel shy to come forward to express this, but then there are few who openly express. Fine. I'm sure many of you are thinking the same. It is the end result is a big loss. Is it not? It is a big loss. Well, it is a very unfortunate thing to happen with anyone. It shouldn't happen to anyone, but then it does happen. It is a sad moment, but then this stock market trading is one such a unique place where when people lose money, this is not the end. They always come back. Is it not? They always come back. Just imagine when you came fresh to stock market and when you followed any of these things and when you incurred a big loss, then what happens? You go back, you try to learn more, try to acquire more knowledge, and then you come back with new capital, fresh ideas, fresh hope. Is it not? So when people come back for the second time with a lot of new hope, now what are they going to do in order to fulfill their purpose, or maybe in order to regain their lost money. Well, if you see, the truth is people end up following the same age-old things. Maybe earlier people were trading based on experts' advice or tips and calls. Now they are doing their own analysis, technical analysis, and all these things, predicting the market. All right. So, or maybe they were earlier trading based on reading newspapers, articles, and so on, trading based on news and events. Now they have decided this is not my cup of tea, so they have handed over their complete portfolio to someone else to manage. So one way or the other, people are still revolving around the same circle. This is the truth, is it not? So the second time, in spite of coming up with a new capital and following all these things, tell me now what is the end result? Well, this time the end result is not something new. It is again a big loss. But let me tell you, this time it is not just a loss, it is a double loss. It is double loss. It is not only the money that you're losing here, along with the money, your health is also declining. You got into a depression mode. You started developing a failure mindset. All right. Well, these are all the things. It starts with your health declining, and that leads to all these things. But then the moment you reach the stage where you develop this failure mindset, let me tell you, you are going to experience lots of disturbances in your family and friend circle. When you reach this stage, that is when you will realize it is not only the money that you have lost, you have also lost your long-standing status, your reputation, your identity as a son, your identity as a husband, your identity as a father or a mother, your identity as a friend, as a neighbor, you name it. The way people were treating you earlier, the way people are treating you right now, there is a hell lot of difference, is it not? So when people lose money in stock market, it is not just the money, it is also the long-standing status. Today, if you ask me, is there a solution to regain all these things? Well, in order to regain your money, there is one solution. All of you know of this solution. What is that solution? The solution is quit stock market. Enough. Put an end to this. Stop. Go do some other job. Start earning some money. Keep saving. Over a period of time, when your savings keeps on accumulating, it will automatically cover up for your losses. This truth, all of you know. Is it not? But then, of course, it is going to take its own sweet time. You cannot show urgency there. But then, if there is anyone who says that, no, I want to regain through stock market, not just the money, also the long-standing status. Is there a solution to this? Then let me tell you that, yes, there is a solution to this. Obviously, for you to regain your lost money as well as your status, you have to start trading once again. There is no doubt in it. But the question here is, will you again follow the same age-old things that you were following? Will you again follow the same old strategies that you have been following, which has led you to the loss? All right. This is the decision that you have to take. Very important. Until you make a decision here, it is not possible for you to progress. You cannot take a step forward. What is that you are supposed to do? Today, just do the small work assignment or work, whatever you call it, or if not now, maybe after the session, try to take a pad and pen and try to note down what is that you know about stock market. What have you learned about stock market? Just try to make a list. I'm sure you must have known, you must be knowing many things. Try to make a big list. All the points that you know. When you're trying to make a list, you will slowly start understanding that, yes, there are many things that I don't know. All right. So in order to fulfill this gap, what is the right thing that you have to learn or that you have to understand? When you look at it, there are these important things that anyone has to know, whether you are a newcomer or whether you are an existing trader in stock market. These are the things that you have to know. What is that? You should know the right way to trade. I hope all of you will agree with me. End of the day, this is what one has to know. The right way to trade. But then Not just the right way to trade, you should also know the light way to trade. What is light way to trade? Now, whatever that you are following, any method, strategy, or anything that you are following, your own or someone else's, it doesn't matter. As long as it is easy, as long as it is simple, easy to understand, easy to execute, as long as it is very light, when you're able to trade in a very relaxed manner, then you will start seeing results. The more it is complex, the more it is complicated for you to understand or to execute, you are not going to see results. This is one basic understanding all of you must have. And above that, you should also have the right information, right investment. We will come to right investment at a later stage, but then let us understand what is right information. Well, obviously, when it comes to trading, you are either going to trade in these three segments, either in options or futures or in cash segment. Any stock or index or commodity, whatever you're going to trade, you're going to trade them in either of these three. Is it not? So if you want to trade in, let's say, options, what is the right information you need to have? The right information is, in order to trade and earn money or become successful in options trading, there are only two things that you have to know. What is that? Buy a call option or buy a put option. If you can understand these two things, that is more than enough. That is it. That is it. You can go about trading. But then apart from these things, if you go about learning too many other things like option writing, option wronging, you name them, option strategies, option gamma, beta, delta, theta, there are hundreds of them. Well, you're wasting your time. You're just making things complicated for yourself. Keep it simple. These are the only two things. If you can know these things, if you can understand these two things and go about trading, you are here to make some good money. The same way, even in futures, if you want to trade in futures, what is that you should know about futures trading? Only two things: long trade and short trade. If the prices are increasing, you should know to take a long trade. If the prices are decreasing, you should know to take a short trade. Job over. That's it about futures trading. The same way, if you want to get into the cash segment, well, you have to understand one thing, that this segment itself is meant for investment. But then today you go walk into any stockbroking company, if you see any trader sitting there and trading, you will be surprised to see that many people do intraday trading in cash segment. Well, you are wrong in the first place. Then how can you expect results? The segment is meant for investment, which means you buy some stock and you hold it for long term. All right. And above that, when you're holding it for long term, obviously you need a demat account. Well, the right information, the awareness that you must have is, it's better always to have a demat account with a bank, and that too with a public sector bank. Why? Because it is in the past that many of you must have experienced it, that in the regular stockbroking companies, when you have a demat account, there are a lot of mishandlings that has happened with your demat account, with the shares, the stocks that you are holding in your demat account. Your investment, your portfolio has been wrongly handled without your information. It has happened in the past. I don't say every stockbroker does this, but it has happened in the past. Very recently also, I'm sure many of you know that one big stockbroking company, a reputed one, they experienced, their people experienced these kind of things. So in order to stay away from all these things, better have a demat account with the bank, right? So these are all the right information. And above this, many people believe that trading in futures and options is very risky, very dangerous. Even your stockbroker must have told you, F&O segment is dangerous. Do only equity, cash segment. All right. So the moment someone has told you this, you also go with the same mindset, saying that equity is the best. It is the safest. But then I will say that you have not understood the right logic behind this. So what is the right logic behind this? Let us try to understand. Let us assume there is a stock trading in the equity segment, whose price is trading at, let's say, 100 rupees. I'm just giving you a vague number, 100 rupees, a round number. All right, 100 rupees per share. You want to buy some, let's say, 5,000 shares. So what is the investment required? What is the investment required? 100 into 5,000, it is almost 10 lakhs, is it not? So if you want to buy 5,000 shares at 100 rupees in the equity segment, you have to pay the complete 10 lakh rupees investment. 100% investment has to be made. And what is the risk involved here? Well, the price of a stock can become zero. All of you know this. All right. So the risk is also 100%. 100% investment and 100% risk. This is the character of the equity segment. But the same stock, if you want to trade in future segment, for 100 rupees worth of stock, you don't have to pay the complete 100 rupees. In fact, the exchange says that you just have to pay something called as margin money. So you may be paying something just like 10 rupees as your investment to trade buy the stock worth 100 rupees. Remaining 90 rupees is in your pocket safe. So the risk actually, if you see the right logic here, is the risk is only the 10 rupees. Remaining 90 rupees is already safe. Isn't it? So for a 10 lakhs rupees worth of stock, if you want to buy 5,000 shares, maybe you are paying only 1 lakh rupees, remaining 9 lakh rupees is in your pocket. But the same stock, if you want to trade in options, 100 rupees worth of stock, you don't even have to pay full, not even 10, you are paying only 1 rupee there as a premium. Remaining 99 rupees is in your pocket and it is safe. The risk here is only that 1 rupee. This is the right logic. Now tell me, out of all these three segments, which is the most riskiest? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Now that you have understood the right logic behind this, which is the one which is the most riskiest? Well, actually, it is the equity segment, is it not? 100% investment and 100% risk. All right. But then still the stockbrokers do promote or do push you towards equity segment. It is because the cost of trading, the commission that you pay to trade in the equity segment is much higher than the commission that you pay for futures and options. So as a stockbroker, if I am a stockbroker, I get more income if you trade in the cash segment. All right. So that's why I keep pushing the cash segment. All right. So this is the right logic that you have to understand. And moreover, many people believe that stock market trading is gambling. All right. So let me tell you, as long as you believe that this is gambling, your life is about to become a big gamble here in stock market. All right. How many of your family members support you to trade in stock market? Not many, is it not? Why do you think they don't support you to trade? Why are they against you when you say that I want to trade in stock market? It is because they believe that this is gambling. Why do you think they believe it is gambling? Is that their mistake? No, it is not their mistake. Maybe it is your mistake or any other friends or relatives of yours who are already trading in stock market. It is their mistake. You know why? Because whenever you talk about stock market or trading, the kind of words that you use, many people, you must have heard people using words like, I play in Nifty. Today I played in crude oil. Today I played in gold. I played in stocks. I played in options. When you use this as if this is some big playground, all right? When you use words like this, then what happens is the opposite person who doesn't know anything about this, they listen to you and they will obviously feel that you are gambling with your money. Isn't it? So my friends, stock market is not gambling. This is a true, clean, legal business on this planet like any other business. Until you treat this as a business, you're not going to see any success here. All right. So with all these right information, now coming to the core point. What is that? Right way to trade. This is the most important thing that you people have to understand. So when it comes to trading, there are only two things again that you're going to do. Either you are going to buy or you are going to sell. Apart from these two, is there anything for you to do here? Tell me. Only two things. All right. Buy and sell later or sell and buy later. Job over. But then the big question here is when to buy and when to sell. That is the question. All right. Because when you are trading out there and this is what everyone was looking for, this is what everyone is looking for, when to buy and when to sell. But then just try to recall when you were trading, when you thought this is the right place to buy, when you thought this is the right place to sell, and when you lost money in those transactions. Just try to recall which are those market conditions, which are those market situations where you ended up losing your money. Just try to recall. You will realize maybe it was this situation where you lost your money. When the price suddenly starts coming down, people call it a stock market crashed. Whenever the market crashes, majority people only lose money. Why should they lose money? Isn't it? Why should they lose money? You could have sold it at a higher price, and when the price comes down so sharp, it is a bumper bonus that you can make huge money. All right, at least if you did not make money, it means someone else must have made money. If someone else is able to make money, then why not you? Have you ever thought about this? So in order to make money, even if in this market condition, what is it you have to know? You should know when to buy, when to sell, or when to sell, when to buy. Not just this, even in an uptrending market, when the prices are increasing, even here, people must have lost money. Why? Because when the price keeps on increasing, it does not increase in a straight line. It always does a lot of up and down movements to go up. Is it not? In these up and down movements also people must have lost money. All right. So what is that you are supposed to know? When to buy and when to sell in an uptrending market. Isn't it? Same way. If any one of you thinks that it is only these two conditions that you have to know, then you are absolutely wrong. Price does not move only up or only down. There are a lot many other situations. Just try to recall, maybe you have also lost money when there was a sudden big gap up in the price or gap down in the price. These days, gap up, gap down is happening almost every day. How are you going to trade? When to buy and when to sell? If I have to make money when there is a big gap up, then I should know when to buy before the gap up. Is it not? This is what I'm supposed to know. Isn't it? If there is a big gap down on the price, I should be able to sell before the gap down. Only then you will be able to make profits, is it not? Right? Not only this, when to buy and when to sell, if there is a false price movement, just imagine, just try to recall, this is one situation where majority people lose money. What is the situation? You can see this example here. The price was trading very flat within a small range, slowly, steadily. But then one fine day, there is a big, sharp up movement. Big and sharp up movement. Anyone sitting in front of the trading terminal looking at this price movement, what will happen to you? You are tempted because you are seeing that the price is steadily increasing. You are tempted and you are jumping there and you have jumped and bought it. But then the moment you bought it, that is the end. That is the top. That is the high. That's where from there the price starts reversing. Have you experienced this? Isn't it? If you have experienced this, it means you have experienced a false price breakout. Now, it is not in your hand to control it. It will definitely happen once in a while. But then when it happens, when to buy and when to sell. And at last, we have this most important situation of all. We call it the sideways market. Many of you know it as the range bound market. So what happens here is the price keeps on trading up and down within a very small range or sometime in a bigger range. But then the price goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. It is absolutely impossible for a normal trader to understand whether it is going to go up or down. But then there is one thing that keeps happening for everyone here, and that is whenever you buy, the price comes down. Whenever you sell, the price goes up. And it always keeps happening the same way. It means you are experiencing a sideways market. All right. This is one situation where majority people lose money. Now, when to buy and when to sell in this situation? So, my friends, what I'm trying to tell you here is price does not move in a similar way every time. If the market kept on increasing and if you ended up making big profits, and if you believe that tomorrow also you will be able to make similar profit, then you are absolutely wrong. because the market condition may have changed tomorrow. So you have to understand this reality about the market. That is, price does not move in a similar way every time. There are varieties of price movement. To become a successful trader, to keep earning consistently throughout for a long run, you should know when to buy and when to sell in any different market condition. You should know how to trade in any different market condition. Only then you will be able to become a successful trader. So today you may be following some of your own techniques, or maybe you are going through some training programs, or you are planning to learn something. Whatever you do, just try to keep this point in your mind, that is there a solution to trade in all these different market conditions? If you found a solution anywhere else, then you have found the right place. Please go ahead and continue. If you did not, or if you're trying to go to any training or trying to learn something, just try to understand, is there a solution to these things in those places? If not, you're wasting your time. Got it? So these are the things that one has to understand. The first and foremost thing, as I told you in the beginning, you have to first understand some realities about yourself and about the stock market. Now, once you have understood this reality, and when you want to move forward, trying to understand, is there a solution to regain your lost money and your long-standing status? Let me tell you, yes, there is a solution. The first step towards the solution is the process of change. You have to change. There is no option. You have to change from your old practice to the new one. This is the first step towards regaining your lost money. If you are very stubborn and very rigid, saying that I will not change, I cannot change, then, well, you have to help yourself. All right? But then if you're serious and bent upon regaining your lost money, this is the first thing that you have to do. And the second most important thing is, I'm sure many of you are in different profession, different business, or whatever job that you're doing. All of you will agree with me when I say every profession has a procedure. Do you all agree? Yes or no? Do you all agree or not? Isn't it true? Every profession has a procedure. The same way, every religion has a ritual. Every success has a discipline. Many of you may be very successful or highly successful in your own vertical of work. Maybe you are not still successful in stock market, but at least in the other work that you are doing, the regular work, there you may be successful. And I'm sure you all know that in your success, there was a discipline. Is it not? So why can't we imagine a procedure or a ritual or a discipline to become successful in stock market? In order to do that, first of all, you have to start thinking like a swan. You have to start thinking like a swan. Well, in this part of this world, we call this bird as Hamsapakshi. We call it as Hamsapakshi. There is a very old saying about this bird, that this bird is so very brilliant. This Hamsapakshi is so very brilliant that it can separate milk from water and drink only the milk. Yes. So what I understood from this is that this bird is so very brilliant that it knows what it wants and what it doesn't. So the same way, you should also start thinking like a swan. You should develop that, sharp focus, that you should know what is right and what is wrong. You should know what to do, what not to do. This is the way to think forward like a swan. All right. So with all these things, when it comes to regaining your lost money, let me tell you, there are 4 different categories of people who are trying to regain their lost money in stock market. We are about to see now which are these 4 categories, or who belongs to these 4 categories. and what is the right solution to these categories. So when we are discussing this, you can also put in some effort to try and identify yourself between these categories. Which category do you belong and what is that right solution? Make a note of it. All right. So let us see that. The first category of people are those who have abundance of money. Money in abundance, lots of money. All right. They are not bothered at all. Even if they have lost money in stock market, they are not worried much. All right, because they have a lot of money. They can always take a very effortless decision that, all right, let me quit stock market, enjoy the money that I have already. But still, there is always a pinch of having lost money. Given a chance, they will always be ready to regain their lost money, isn't it? So if you belong to this category, what is the right solution to you? The right solution to you here is just do long-term investment in the equity segment. Yes, do only this. Invest, buy and hold for long term. But when you are investing, invest and select all the A group stocks, only the A group stocks. Don't go invest in the penny stocks. All right. And when you are investing, don't invest in a single stock. Diversify your investment into multiple stocks. All right. But then when I say invest in stocks, some people say that, what happened to stock like Satyam Computers? What if tomorrow I invest in some stock and the fate of that stock also becomes like Satyam Computers? Who knows? What happened to Yes Bank? What happened to Suzlon? You name them. There are so many. So if you are scared to invest in stocks, then don't invest in stocks. Invest on the index itself. Well, some of you may be thinking, index can only be traded in futures and options. It is not there in the equity segment for investment. Well, if you are thinking in these way, this line, then let me tell you, there is a product called as ETF, Exchange Traded Fund. So there is a ETF for index also, like Nifty Bs, Gold Bs, Bank Bs. Bank Bs is for Bank Nifty, banking index. So you can directly invest on them. But the question here is when to invest. So for this, there is one very important key point that you all can note down today. Remember that never invest when the price of the stock is at its peak. Right? Don't invest when it is at its peak. Only when the price comes down, especially if you're looking at index or the A group stocks, when the price of this comes down by more than 30%, 30% or more, that is the right place for you to start investing. Well, after this session, you can do a small work or research or a homework, whatever you call it. Go back and you can take up this script like Nifty, and right from its day of inception, just try to check. Whenever it has come down by 30% or more, and in all those places, if you had just kept on investing some small amount, and from there till date, what has happened to your capital? What has happened to your portfolio? What percentage returns have you achieved? If you check that, you will be surprised. It is huge. No other investment must have given you that big. It is huge. The same way you can check all the A group stocks, the big stocks. All right. So if you belong to this category, this is the best, this is the right solution to you. All right. Now let us move on to the second category. Now, second category of people are those who have decent financial backup. All right. Now, they have good backup, but still they have lost some big money in trading. But they are not so much worried. They are not so very desperate because the income that they are drawing from other source is good enough and it can easily cover up for their losses. All right. So they have a very good backup. These people can also very easily take a choice to quit stock market, but still the loss is quite big and it is not that easy to forget the loss. isn't it? So if you belong to this category, then what is the right solution to you? The right solution to you here is you can also do long-term investment in the cash segment, E-group stock, ETF, and all these things that we have discussed just now. But then if you want to regain a bit faster than the earlier case, then do the same long-term investment, not in the cash segment, but do it in the future segment. Do it in the future segment. All right. Now, when it comes to investing for long-term in future segment, some people don't understand this. They say that how will you invest in future segment? Is it not? How can someone invest in future segment? Because futures are contract based and they have expiry dates. Last Thursday of every month there is an expiry date. How can you do this? Well, you can definitely do that. All that you have to do is on the expiry date, you just have to exit your position and shift it to the next contract. Rollover, that's what they call it. All right. But then the question here is, by investing for long term in futures, how is that one can regain a bit faster than the equity segment? Because end of the day, you are doing the same long term investment, is it not? Let me explain. The stock that we were talking about, there is a stock whose price was trading at 100 rupees and you wanted to buy 5,000 shares. Let us assume you did this in the equity segment. 100 into 5,000, how much is it? I'm sorry, it is 5 lakh. Last time, I think I have told 10 lakhs. I'm sorry, it is my numbers mistake. It is 5 lakhs. Is it not? So 5 lakh rupees is the investment that you have to make in the cash segment. So you have invested 5 lakh, bought 5,000 shares at 100 rupees. All right. And from there, the price started increasing as expected. It has reached 200 rupees and you have sold it at 200 rupees. Beautiful trading opportunity. Bought at 100, sold at 200. All right. 5,000 shares. What is the profit earned? What is the percentage profits earned on your investment? Can anyone calculate and tell me quickly? Please be quick. This much I'm sure, even if you are an existing trader or a newcomer to stock market, you should be able to calculate, is it not? Yes, it is 100% returns on your investment. Is it not? 100% returns on your investment. But now the same investment, if I had to do it in the future segment or the same stock, 100 rupees worth of stocks, 5,000 shares, 5 lakhs is the value. But in futures, I don't have to invest the complete 5 lakh. The exchange says you just have to give me some margin money. Maybe 10%, 12, 15%, 20%, or so on. All right. Let's assume, even if they ask 15, 20%, let us keep 50%, let's say. I have kept 50% of 5 lakh. How much is it? 2.5 lakh rupees. I have kept it in my trading account. I have bought 5,000 shares at 100 rupees in the future segment. As expected, the price increased to 200 rupees. Now I have sold it at 200 rupees, 5,000 shares. Tell me, in this case, what is the percentage returns on your investment? What is the percentage returns on your investment? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Siddesh, you are absolutely right. It is 200% returns on your investment. See, everything was the same. Only thing is that I changed it to the future segment. Here, the returns is 200%. All right. The other major benefit of investing for long term in future segment is In cash segment, you can invest for long term only in a buying opportunity, only when you are expecting the price of the stock to increase. All right. Only when the price of the stock, when it increases, you will buy and hold in the cash segment. But if the price starts decreasing, you cannot do anything. But in the future segment, even if the price is increasing, if the price gets into a downtrend, you can take a short position, hold it for long term, and then exit it at a lower price. So both in an uptrending market as well as in a downtrending market, you will be able to trade for long term and make profits. This is another big benefit. All right. This is the beauty of investing for long term in future segment. Double benefit. So the investment requirement, the capital required is very less. All right, Mr. Sudesh Kamath says it is 500%. No, it is 200%, Mr. Sudesh. All right. We invested 50%, that is 2.5 lakh rupees. Bought at 100, sold at 200, so we got 5 lakh rupees profit. So on a 2.5 lakh rupees investment, we got 5 lakh, which is 200%. All right. So as I told you, the capital required is very less. More returns on your capital compared to the cash segment. Risk is also less compared to that of the cash segment. All right. So this is the way to go forward. So here now, maybe some of you may be following your own method of doing long-term investment. Try to do this in the future segment. You will see double benefit. We are also doing one long-term investment in the future segment. For us to do this, we follow one concept or one method here. Now we have our own enterprise tool here to do this. We call this tool as dynamic system developed by Dowman Group. All right. So in this, the system is designed in a way that it automatically tells us when the trend is up or when the trend is down. All right. Let us take some stock. Can anyone suggest me some stock? A good quality stock. All right. Let me check this ICICI Bank. All right. This one report, we call it as a weekly long dynamic report. This in this report, it automatically tells us when the trend is up or when the trend is down. All right. So in this report, you can see here. Well, list all other details. You are able to see it very clearly. I hope the stock name, the date, the open, high, low, and close. These are the basic details. You will get it anywhere. Yes, we will check graphic, Mr. Sudhi. So what it does here is when the trend is up, when it is a good buying opportunity for a long term, this dynamic system automatically tells us upstarts. All right. On a weekend, when you're free, if you can come open this system and open this report, you just have to see if it said upstart next week. The first day opening price, you can buy it 803. It was on 1st August 2022 where you could have bought it. Sorry, 25th July. All right. So the previous week it had told us the trend is up. The next week opening price was 803. You bought it. From there, what happened was the price kept on increasing. It went up. It made a high of almost 958. 158 points. Literally close to 20% returns on your investment from the point where you have bought. Later from there, the price started coming down. Very recently, it has said that the trend is down. All right. So anyone who goes about using this system, dynamic system, you get trained on how to use it, and in that training you will also learn how to exit with maximum profit right close to the top. All right. So that is one way. And now that it is in a downtrend, you can see it very recently said that week ending 30th January 2023, it said that the trend is down. So very easy. The next week opening price around 800. We could have taken a short position and we should be holding on to the short position for a long term. All right. Now, similar way, Mr. Sudhir has asked for Grasip. Let us check this. So this is Grasip. You can see in Grasim very recently it has said that the long-term trend is down. It was on a week ending 30th Jan. Again, next week at the opening price 1579.85. You could have taken a short position and you will still be holding on to the short position right now. All right. So it is very easy to find a stock. The system also tells you which are all the stocks which has given you a new buying opportunity, or which are all the stocks that has given you a new selling opportunity for long-term investment. All right, you can see this place. It's where it says NSE Cash Weekly New Buy Sell Dynamic Report. It is for long-term, remember. All right. So obviously, when you get trained on using this, you will get to learn few additional details where after you make an investment, how to exit with maximum profit, when to exit with maximum profit. All right. So this is one very easy way through which this people belonging to the second category of people can regain their lost money a bit faster than the earlier case. All right. Now let us move on to the third category. Third category of people are these are the people who have timely financial backup or limited financial backup. They are maybe into some job, earning some good income, but still they are able to manage their family, manage their expenses with that income. All right. Not so big savings backup, no. But still, with all their savings, hard-earned money, they have invested, and one fine day, they ended up losing their money. These are the people who have the urgency to regain their money. All right? Because now they have to balance their regular life. They have to continue their current source of income. And also they have to regain their lost money. If you belong to this category, let me tell you, you cannot take a chance. You cannot take a chance. There is one very critical stage. One wrong move here, you will be pushed to that corner where there is no chance of recovery later on. So if you belong to this category, what is the right solution for you? Well, the right solution here is you can also do the same long-term investment in the cash segment, or you can do the long-term investment in the future segment to regain your lost money. If you are not in a hurry, that is the best thing to do. This is the best thing to do. But if you want to regain a bit faster than the earlier two cases, then you have to identify any good strategy or a method of trading, not investing, method of trading, wherein you by spending just little time every day without having to constantly monitor the market movement, you should be able to trade and regain your money. So you have to find a method which fulfills this requirement. What is the requirement? You shouldn't spend a lot of time. You should spend only little time every day, and without having to watch the market movement constantly throughout the day, you should be able to trade and make profits. All right. So you can go about finding one such method. If you have found such method, then please go ahead. Obviously, before you start following it, you should know how good it is and whether it gives you consistent profits and so on. Then go about following it. We also follow one very similar method of trading where we spend hardly 10-15 minutes of our leisure time every day, and we don't keep on watching the market the whole day. All right, let me show you how we do this. For this, again, we follow this system called dynamic system that I showed you earlier. Here, this system is designed in a way that without having to watch the market movement, one can trade. So in this system, let me take one small example. Now, this time I'm going to a daily report, and I'll open a speed dynamic report. As Mr. Sudhir had asked earlier, we will take up this stock called Grasim. If anyone wants me to check some other stock, you can tell me, we will check. All right, this is Grasim. All right. In this report, you can see with all the basic details like this stock name, date, open, high, low, close, and all these things. The next column, you can see it says speed signal. It says speed signal. This one. This entire column is called as speed signal. Now what this speed signal does here is it automatically tells us when to buy or when to sell. The benefit of the system is it gives us the signals and information one day in advance. So if I have to trade tomorrow, today evening itself, it will give me the signals and details. All that I have to do is, once I am done with my job, I'll come back and just open the system and see what it says. So very recently on Grasim, on 14th February 2023, all right, it told us to sell. That is 14th February, after you finished all your job, regular work or business, whatever you are into, even if you are a housewife or a retired person, evening at your leisure time, once you come back home, relax, freshen up, spend some quality time with your family first, and then at your leisure time, when you open this dynamic system, update it, and you saw that for Grasim, it is telling us to sell. It is very clearly written there. We don't have to sit and do any research or analysis. The system itself is telling us. So what you have decided is, okay, it has told me to sell. Next day, I am planning to sell this stock. So next day, what is your job? Next day, before the market opens, just call your stockbroker. Tell him, sell Grasim one lot in futures in my account, if the stock is there in futures. All right. So just give this instruction. Now the job of your stockbroker is, as soon as the market opens, he is going to take a short position. All right. Next day, when the market opened on 15th February, he took a short position and the price was at 1,604. 1,604. He took a short position. He gave you a confirmation. Once it is done, just shut down your system. Go do your regular job. Do anything possible. If you don't have any job, please take rest, relax, or do some exercise to keep yourself fit. Do anything possible, but then just don't sit in front of trading terminal. All right, this is one important condition here. So you sold at 1,604, and that day, end of the day, you came back and you saw this dynamic system once again. It is telling you sell, hold your short position, relax. Again, the next day, you came back in the evening, you saw it says sell caution. It means be cautious, the signal can change. It may tell you to buy very soon, be ready. It is preparing you in advance. But then the signal did not change. Till yesterday, it kept on saying sell, hold. As of yesterday, the price of the stock was at 1,580. You sold at 1,604, and yesterday it has managed to close at 1,580. All right. So how many points are we talking about? We are talking about literally 14 points. Is it not? We are talking about 14 points. Now, what is the lot size of Grasim? Can anyone tell me? If you were to trade in F&O segment, what is the lot size of Grasim? Anyone? And what is the investment required to trade in Grasim? Well, the lot size is 475. The investment required, the margin money is 1,37,000. Is it not? 1,37,000. So let us assume for 1,37,000 you have gained 14 points. 14 into 475. We are talking about how much profits? We are talking about 6,650 rupees profit. All right, and we are still holding. 24 lot size? No, it is 475 Grasim. All right, so 6,650 rupees profit. The same trade, if not in futures, you could have also done it in options. When it told you to sell, you just had to take a put option. All right, but then when you're trading in stock options and so on, there are certain conditions that you should have awareness of. Then do 24 points. I am absolutely sorry. It is 24 points. You are right. I am sorry. It is my mistake. It is not 14. It is 24 points. So 24 points means we are talking about, 11,400 profit. Thank you for correcting me. All right. It is literally close to 10% returns on your capital already. Isn't it? So this is how simple we follow. See, the benefit here is, the beauty here is, if you are working somewhere, During the live market, you did not have to watch this price movement. Only at the end of the day, you are coming and looking at what the dynamic system is telling you. And moreover, before starting to use this dynamic system, if you go through its official training and get to understand a bit more of detail to use it much more effective, then you will be able to make much more profits using this. All right. So by doing this consistently, your capital keeps growing. You are able to focus on your regular job also. Both simultaneously are running, and things are going so very peaceful, and you are very happy doing this. So this is the solution for those people who belong to the third category of the third category. All right. So the benefit of following the method like this is, first of all, it is a short-term trading plan. All right. And the investment requirement is much lower than the earlier two cases. And the profit potential is much higher. But when you are implementing a method like this or a strategy like this in each and every trade, you are going to see results like gain, gain, minus, minus, gain, minus, minus, gain. When I say this, the moment I say this, some people are taken back. Is it not? Well, this is the reality that you have to understand. Any business that you do, not only stock market, any business that you do, let us take an example that you have a, what to say, you have opened a hotel business, fast food center. All right. Now that is a business you have been running for quite some time and you are getting amazing profits. How are you getting those profits? Are you getting those profits without any expense? Just think. Well, there are a lot of expense involved. Regular expense. You have to buy raw materials, you have to pay salaries, you have to pay maintenance, you have to pay electricity bill, water bill, all those possible things. Without these expense, you cannot make profits. You know this. There you have realized, there you have understood that in that business, expense and income is part of it. After expense, what is the net income? That is what you are counting on. The same way, even in stock market trading, gain and minus is part of it. After all these things, what is the net gain? That is what you are supposed to look. When you follow a method like this, the key to get a net gain instead of a net loss, if you want to get a net big gain, then the key, the secret is that you have to continue implementing the same strategy for a long run. That is the secret. All right. So this is the solution. Now let us move on to the fourth category of people. Fourth category of people are those who have lost big money beyond their capacity. Yes, this is one very important category. Many people, I'm sure, may be looking at this. Now, these are the people, maybe you have lost money, you have borrowed money and lost it. Or maybe you have traded on someone else's capital and you have lost. These are the people who are going through lots and heavy mental pressure, huge amount of stress. They want to recover that money quickly as possible to settle the score. They have the ultimate urgency to regain. So if any of you belong to this category, then what is the right solution? Well, the right solution here is, it is impossible for you to regain. Yes, it's almost not possible for you to regain. So it's better you quit stock market, go do some other job, start earning money, slowly settle all the score. Come out of your obligation first. All right, then you can think about regain. But then if there is any one of you who is thinking that no, I want to regain through stock market itself, then you must take a tough approach to your life. And for that, first of all, start doing some exercise to keep yourself fit. Please change your food habits to keep yourself healthy. Please don't get angry when I say all these things. I'm sure many of you may get irritated when I say this, because when you are looking to regain your lost money, what is this I'm talking about? Well, whether you like it or not, this is the fact. This is the truth. If you belong to this category, these are the first things that you have to do. Keep yourself physically fit, healthy, and start doing some meditation to bring your mindset to that neutral level where you can focus. The day you have brought your mindset to this neutral level, that is the day you will find a solution for yourself. If you cannot do the first three things, then you will never find a solution. This is the truth. So when we were trying to understand how when people try to regain their lost money, these are the four different categories of people. But then in our research, we didn't find only these four categories. We also found one other category. We call this the fifth category of people who are totally different from the remaining four. This fifth category are so very unique. The uniqueness here is these people are so very brilliant that they have amazing patience. They have lots and lots of patience. They have amazing listening capacity. They have the ability to understand, learn any business and profession and go about implementing and succeed big time. But they have one weakness, and the weakness is financial weakness. Yes, financial weakness. They have very little money. Whenever they want to get into stock market, there are others, those people who have experienced failure. Those people, they always scare them. All right, saying that you need big money, it is not possible to make money, all possible things. So friends, I'm talking about people who are unemployed, people who have very less money, socially, they are very weak, and all this category. Don't worry, today we have come up with a solution for this category also, and we call this solution as the 1K 10K technique. So in this solution, I'm talking about starting with the investment as small as just 10,000 rupees. One can trade even with lesser capital than this, but 10,000 rupees. With 10,000 rupees, which segment are you going to trade? Definitely you can trade in the equity segment, no doubt. But then it is going to take its own sweet time. If you can trade in future segment, no, it is not possible. The capital required there is much bigger. Option segment is the best place where you can trade with even with a very small capital and earn big money. But then when you're trading in options, obviously, as I told you in the beginning, the right information like buying call option, buying put option, these are the only two things that you have to know. But along with that, you should also know how to select the right strike price. You should know how to select the right strike price. And along with that, you should know how to prepare for your next day's trading. All right. You should be able to prepare. You should plan one day in advance for your trading tomorrow. When you are able to do these things, then yes, you will be able to follow this 1K 10K technique. So in this technique, what we do here is we follow this system, our own enterprise system. We call it as dynamic live. So in this dynamic live, what we do here is, first of all, this dynamic live is designed in a way that it automatically tells us when to buy and when to sell. All right. So if in case it is a good buying opportunity, then here in this action information, you can see as of now it says short hold. But if there is a good buying opportunity, it automatically tells us buy long, act now. It means buy signal has come, take a long position. Or sell short, act now, take a short position. Before it tells you to buy, here in the preparation, it tells you in advance, get ready to buy or get ready to sell. If anyone wants to trade in options, then you can come to this part, Dowmantic method level 2, action information. You can see it says hold call option. Somewhere at this point yesterday, it had told us to buy a call option. All right. And that point, the price of Bank Nifty was It was 23rd of February, 14 hours, 2 o'clock. The price was at around 40,083. It went up to 40,348. From there, it has come down to 39,909. It is still telling us hold call option. At some point, it is going to automatically tell us exit call option. All right. But normally, when you get trained on how to use this, when it went up by almost 400 points or 300 points, there was a place where you could have secured the profit. Those things that you will know in detail in the training. But then the system tells you everything. Even if you are a newcomer to stock market, you don't have to worry. You don't, when I show this, some people ask me, do I have to learn charts, analysis, and all these things? Let me tell you, if you don't know anything, it's even better, which is the best. All right, because your job is to just blindly follow what the system tells you here. The same way today we were tracking one stock called as GAIL. All right. So what happened in this GAIL was, let me show you. So as the price started increasing, now first of all, when it gave a buy here, now here in the action, it told us buy signal, wait and buy. It said buy signal has come, but please wait, don't buy. There is some manipulation going on here. There are chances it can reverse altogether. Please wait. This is the one and only system in the whole world which can automatically identify if there is any manipulation happening in the price. All right, it is quite advanced. But then the price still continued to increase. Somewhere at this point, let me zoom in. Somewhere at this point, when it gave a clear buy call option, I think it is around this point, 10:55 in the morning. And no, not at this point, it is here. I'm sorry. It is here. Somewhere at this point, yesterday itself, this action told us buy call option. All right, it told us buy call option. So when it said buy call option, now we were looking at a strike price of, call option strike price at 100 rupees, where the premium was trading at around 2 rupees 90 paise. All right, 2 rupee 90 paise was the premium. Now you're trading in a stock like GAIL. Now you know that the lot size. What is the lot size for GAIL? It is almost 9,150 lot size. Okay, so at 2 rupee 90 paise was the call option bought, and from there, as the price kept on increasing, right at the top there is some indication here. We call this symbol as dynamic system caution. Whenever this symbol appears, it means get ready, the price is likely to reverse. Now you have a buy position, the price is increasing, it is telling us hold call option. All right, but there is something else, some more information, additional information. Right at the top, it is telling us the price can reverse. So what can you do here? What will you normally do here? You will secure the profit, is it not? Right? So what we could have done here is we could have booked the profit. It is around 11:55 in the morning itself, this symbol started. All right, 11:55 in the morning, somewhere here itself, this symbol started, where it told us to secure the profit. And by then, the price was already at 5 rupee 60 paise. All right, bought at 2 rupee 90 paise. We exited at 5 rupee 60 paise. We are looking at how much profit? It is almost a 2 rupee 70 paise profit per share. But then the lot size, the minimum quantity is 9,150. So we are talking about 24,705 rupees profit. What is the investment? 2 rupee 90 paise into 9,150. It is 26,535 investment. All right. Obviously, it is not a part of this 1K, 10K, because here the investment itself was 26,000 change. So those of you who have a slight higher investment, you could have done this. But then with a much smaller investment, we can definitely go about trading in scripts like Nifty, Bank Nifty on a regular basis, where it is the best, and even with a very small investment we can go about trading. So let me show you a small example where we have done this. Now this is an example of a Tech Mahindra, wherein starting with a very small investment like 10,000, started on 14th February, where it gave a buy call option on that particular day, this dynamic live. We bought it at 4 rupee 40 paise. The lot size is 600. 2,400 or 600 was the investment required there. All right. Later, the same day, in a matter of 1.5 hours, it gave us an exit. We gained almost 420 rupees profit. Slowly, we kept on trading. In a matter of just 2 days, this balance increased to almost 35,440 rupees. All right. We did not have to do something extra here. We just had to blindly follow this dynamic live as per this 1K, 10K technique. All right. We were able to earn this good profits, and the capital still is growing. All right. Over a period, when someone keeps on doing this, then slowly your capital will keep growing and it will accumulate to become a bigger one. And then when it becomes a bigger one, from there, growing your wealth becomes even much faster. All right. So this is how this 1K, 10K technique works. But then it is not just this dynamic system or dynamic life. It is also some other important factors that you have to first master yourself. You must have some serious determination. So when I'm talking about determination or mastering yourself, I'm talking about you should have the determination to follow one single strategy or method for a long term. Keep following the same thing continuously. Don't keep changing. You should have the determination to start trading even with a very small capital. And allow the strategy to work. Don't be in a hurry every time. Let it work. All right. Earlier in the case, we saw that it gives you gain, gain, minus, minus, gain, minus, gain, gain. So when you go through all these things, you should have the determination to allow it to work first place. Is it not? You should have the determination not to take hasty decision. You should be able to trade even with a very small capital. You should have the determination not to panic. All right. So when I say panic, first of all, you have to understand, when do people panic? When did you panic when you were trading? Obviously, when the price starts moving against your position, that is when you will start panicking. No doubt. But then, why do you panic? When you start thinking deeper, you will realize it is not only when the price starts moving against your trade, it is also because of the investment that you have kept. So at this point, you have to realize what is the right investment. Many people have asked me in the past, what is the right investment? So I always tell them that is a wrong question you are asking anyone for that matter. You should know what is the right investment for you. So how to know what is the right investment? For this, let us take this small example. All right. Now, I hope all of you will participate. Give me an answer to this question. I hope all of you have a smartphone today. All of us have a smartphone. Is it not? Can you tell me how much money did you spend to buy this smartphone? Anyone? How much money did you invest to buy this smartphone? How much money did you invest for your smartphone? Normally, people end up investing some 15, 20,000. Am I right? 30,000 says Mr. Siddesh. Good. Now that you have invested 30,000 for your smartphone, let us assume that one day, unfortunately, you lost your mobile. You lost your mobile. Now, when you have lost your mobile, tell me, are you going to sit there and cry? Are you going to sit there and cry? No, is it not? You are simply going, you're about to go and buy a new mobile, new smartphone. Is it not? But then the second time when you are going to buy a new smartphone, tell me, are you going to buy a mobile worth 500,000 rupees? Why? Because you lost 30,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees worth mobile. All right. Now you are so very destroyed. So are you going to buy a 500 or 1,000 rupees mobile now? What are you going to do? What will be your budget right now? What kind of mobile are you going to buy? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? How much are you going to spend to buy a new mobile now? We will again end up spending the same 25-30,000, is it not? If required, we may spend a bit more to get a latest version, best mobile in the market. Some people say, I was waiting to buy a new mobile. Luckily, I lost the old one. Now I can buy a new one, isn't it? So what did you understand by this? What did you understand by this? By this, you must have realized that 30,000 or 25,000 is not hurting you. All right. In spite of having lost it, you are able to spend again without any hesitation. It means that 30,000 or 25,000 is not hurting you. It means that 30,000 or 25,000 should be your investment in stock market also. Is it correct? Am I making sense? See, what I'm trying to tell you here is when it comes to the point to understand what is the right investment, you have to realize the money that does not disturb you mentally, or the money that does not alter or disturb your day-to-day living, that is the money that you should invest in stock. That is the right investment for you. When you do the right investment and go about trading, then you will not panic. Is it right? You should have the determination to not to become overconfident. All right, just because you earn profit in a few trades, that does not give you any guarantee that you will also make profit the next month. All right, you should have the proper awareness. As I told you, market conditions keep changing. Accordingly, you should have a plan in place. You should have a determination not to sit in front of trading terminal, not to discuss about your trades with anyone else. All right, at the same time, don't ask about others' trades. Do your job, mind your business. These are all the important disciplines that one must follow, my friends. Without this, it is absolutely impossible. Take it in writing. And along with this, if you want to keep earning consistently throughout and continue in this business of stock market trading for a long run, then you should adopt to these disciplines also, like money management, how to manage the capital that you have. All right. If you have a lakh rupees capital and if you invest all the lakh rupees at one go in a single trade, then it is hit out or get out, do or die for you in that trade itself. If that is how you are trading, then I'm sorry, help yourself. Help yourself. No one else can help you. Isn't it? So you should know what is the right way to handle your capital. The same way, when to increase your quantity, when to reduce your quantity. You should know that. There should be a plan in place. Blindly, if you do that, you are gone. You should know how to prepare for your next trade in advance. You should know how to take payouts. I mean, profit payout, not the leftover money. Isn't it? Profit payout. So there are not many such disciplines that you should have in place. These are all the different planning that you should have to continue in this business for a long run. All right. Not just this, along with this, the most important of all, you should know how to attract money in your life. You should know how to attract money. Now, I hope all of you will agree with me that we are all working day in and day out to earn this money, end of the day, is it not? But then I hope all of you will agree with me when I say not many people are able to succeed in their life. Not many people are able to fulfill their dreams, is it not? Why do you think so? Why only a few people are able to succeed in their life? When you start thinking in these lines, you will understand many people don't succeed. It is because they don't know how to attract money. They don't respect money. People are running behind money throughout their life, day in and day out, but still they are not able to succeed. It is because they don't know how to respect money. But the day you start respecting money, let me tell you, you don't have to run behind money. Money will come searching you. Yes, money will come searching you. So today, my friends, all of you have taken the efforts and interest to come sit in this session and listen to all these things in detail. For that reason, I would like to share the secret as a gift with all of you. And the gift here is how to attract money in your life. Let me tell you, this is a very big gift. And those of you who implement, who follow this, one day you are definitely going to come back and thank me for giving this gift. That's how important it is. So what is this gift? How to attract money in your life? See, we are dealing with money day in and day out. Is it not? Every day. You buy something, you sell something, you exchange money. So whenever you are giving money, have you seen many people when they give money, the currency note, how do they give? They fold it and then they give it. Some people fold multiple folds and then they give it. Some people crush it, I mean, they throw it on the table and they walk. Is this the way you respect money? Just think. So how do you respect money? Whenever you give money, first open that currency note completely, as you can see it on the screen. Open it completely. Hold it with all your 5 fingers. Before you give it to the other person, give it a tap behind and say, "Hi, I love you. Come back to me in multi-folds." Say this first and then give it to the other person. Some people will be laughing at me when I said this. All right. Even I laughed when I was told about this. You know, a gentleman named Mr. Ravichandran told me first, but then I started laughing at it. But then I believe that this guy, when he says something, there must be a reason. So I blindly started following it. And over a period today, I have realized that it is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. Whenever you give money, say this and then give it. So when you keep saying, when it becomes a habit, what happens is it gets into your subconscious mind and your mind starts believing that whenever you're giving money, that money is going to come back to you in multi-folds. So when you're giving this 2000, you said that, you know, I love you, come back to me in multi-folds. You're going as 2000, come back to me as 2 crores. Slowly it will start manifesting. You will start money flowing in your life effortlessly. All right. Not only when you're giving a currency note, even when you're doing an online transfer, even when you're swiping your card, not just that, even when you're trading, placing your orders, say this and then give it. Say this and then place the order. Make this a habit. Over a period, you will see that, you know, money starts flowing in your life. Clear, all of you? So now, with all these things that we have discussed, tell me, now, do you seriously believe that it is really possible to regain your lost money in stock market? Yes or no? Please give me an answer. What is your opinion? Do you seriously believe now that you can regain your lost money in stock market? Yes or no? Well, I request all of you to participate. Yes, says Mr. Siddesh. How about all others? Yes, sure. Very good. But then if you ask me the same question, then let me tell you the truth here is it is actually impossible to regain your lost money. This is the truth. It is absolutely not possible. Nobody can regain their lost money in stock market. You know why? Because in order to regain your lost money, when you come with some new capital this time, and when you sit there to trade, you are already sitting there with a thinking that you have already lost money and you want to regain. So that fear of, that experience of having lost money, it will always induce a lot of fear, anxiety, tension, stress when you're trading there, and it will see to that you will lose again. You will only end up losing money again. So the truth here is there is actually nothing called as regain. The truth is there is only one thing called as gain. What has happened has happened. The past is the past. Now is the future. Now is the present. You are starting fresh with a new capital, new beginning, new hope, and just focus on earning money. How to make profits, that is all that you have to think, that is all that you have to work upon. And when you start gaining, slowly rest all other things will be taken care automatically. This is the truth, my friends. So the solution to this training today on how to regain your lost money in stock market, the actual truth is it is not possible to regain your lost money. You can only gain money. Got it? So we saw what are all the different ways that you can gain money in stock market. So if you have a solution to that, if you have found a way, if you are looking for anything, you can definitely go ahead. But if you did not find any way, then you can always come back to us, because this is what we do. We train people on how to make only profits in stock market. All right. In order to join our training, anyone can subscribe to any one of our training packages. We saw two of them majorly, dynamic system and dynamic live. We saw it earlier, is it not? So those of you who want to join dynamic system training packages, there are different training packages, but then this is the end of the day tool, dynamic system. Using this, we expect you to earn a minimum of 500% returns year after year. All right. And in order to do that, you just have to spare 10 to 15 minutes of your leisure time. Initially, you may have to spend 20-30 minutes. Over a period of a regular usage, you will end up spending 5 to 10 minutes. That's all. All right. And this is best suited for those people who don't have time to watch the market movement throughout the day, especially those of you who are working professionals. And in order to understand how to use it, learn it, and then go about trading, it is just a matter of 2 days of online workshop that you have to go through. And to join this, there are different training packages in dynamic system. It starts from 59,000, goes on till 1,12,000. All right. These prices are including GST, but then whichever dynamic system package you subscribe, you get it for a lifetime. So these are all the dynamic system packages. First one is the index package, where you can trade index futures and options like Nifty, Bank Nifty, and so on. You will not get stocks, but still it is worth 59,000. This is the basic package. You get it for lifetime. There is a derivative package where you get index, all the stocks under F&O segment. You can trade in futures and options in there. It is worth 94,400. And the last one for NSE is this NSE cash package, where you get index plus all the stocks traded under NSE. You can trade in futures, you can trade in options, you can also get into the equity for long-term or short-term investment delivery-based trading. It is worth 1,12,100. This is also for lifetime. And the other packages are for commodities. Those of you who want to trade in gold and silver, you have 59,000. Crude oil, natural gas, it is at 59,000. If you want to trade copper, aluminum, lead, zinc, and nickel, it is 94,400. And there is a combo package where you get it for, you can trade gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. It is at 1,12,100. So these are all the different dynamic system packages. You can choose anyone, subscribe anyone, and then you can join our training. All right. So if any one of you is interested to join, all that you have to do is you can click on this link to subscribe. I have just texted the link on the chat. But along with this, there is one more package that is this Dynamic Live. Dynamic Live is that one which gives you signals in the live market. Dynamic system gives you 1 day in advance, but Dynamic Live gives you the informations in the live market. Okay, those of you who plan to do full-time professional trading, you can use the Dynamic Live. And those of you who want to trade based on this 1K, 10K technique, it is this Dynamic Live. All right. The price of this Dynamic Live is 1,45,977, but then it is a 1-year subscription. It is not for lifetime. It is for 1-year subscription. So after 1 year, if you want to again renew, you will be paying the same price once again. But the benefit here is, along with this Dynamic Live, when you subscribe it, along with this Dynamic Live for 1 year, you also get a dynamic system, NSE cash, free for lifetime. It is this one, the third one, 1,12,100 worth package. You get it free for lifetime. Got it? So Mr. Siddesh has a question. If we trade only Nifty per annum, how much percentage can we expect? Well, if you trade only in Nifty or any script for that matter, you will be able to earn any big return. All right, we saw dynamic system where I said a 500% returns at least per annum. The same thing if you are following in Dynamic Live, you can earn 500%, not 500%, even bigger return than that also. But then Dynamic Live, let me show you this Dynamic Live first to explain this properly. So Dynamic Live is such a system where one can use it in different multiple ways. All right. Why I say this is because when people join our training, there are people who are beginners. There are people who are experienced traders also. All right. Many people who come, they always come with an expectation saying that I want something which is very easy to follow. All right. So if you want to follow something which is very easy, there are some basic trading methods like this Dowmantic method level 2, which is very, very easy to follow. There is hardly anything that you have to know about it, and you can just start trading. All right. So following that also, one will be able to easily earn something close to a 500% returns or more, close to per annum that you're asking about. All right. But then there are those who are ready to spend much more time and try to use it in a much more detailed way. Then it is not just the Dowmantic method. You will be able to use much more details which is there within this Dynamic Live. When you start doing this, it is not just that 500%. You will be able to earn even bigger return within that same time span. All right. So it is all going to be based on your usage. But whichever way you want to go about, the system tells you what to do. You just have to follow what the system says. All right. So this is about it. But then as long as you follow blindly what it says as per the training provided, you are definitely going to make some big profit. The only issue is if you don't use it the proper way. All right. If you end up doing too many trial and error, then you may find some difficulty. Anyways, These are all the different packages. You can subscribe anyone. The moment you have subscribed, you can join our workshop, which is organized on 25th and 26th. That is tomorrow and day after tomorrow. It is online, starts at 10:30 in the morning. All right. So this is the online workshop. So those of you who are interested, you can subscribe by the link that I've shared on the chat. Click on it and subscribe. But if you have any doubts before you subscribe, if you want to discuss it, then you can always contact us at these numbers. Get in touch with us. You can also text us on WhatsApp, then decide, and then subscribe. All right. After you subscribe, it is these 2 days of workshop that you will go through, not just these 2 days. After this, there will be 3 more days of sessions that you will go through. That's why we say it is 2 days plus 3 days workshop in detail. After the workshop, it is not just the end. Every week, we will have a weekly gathering where we will be discussing about the progress that has been made during the week. All right. Not just that, every day morning, we will also have a pre-market session where we will discuss what is the plan for today's trading. If you can note down those discussion, those key points that we discuss, and if you can implement it as it is for that day, that itself is more than enough. So complete support, handholding, everything will be there throughout the year. Clear? So this is all about today's training, my friends. Those of you who are interested, you can subscribe. All right. Those who have subscribed or planning to subscribe, see you on the other side in the workshop tomorrow. Until then, good evening to all of you. Thank you all for joining today's session.